Hello everybody, in this new tutorial of Xamarin Forms e-commerce application. So today I'll show you how to add a cart button at the top right in the navigation bar. So we'll make a custom navigation bar. That's great. So let's jump to product detail page, and we need to create a custom navigation bar. So we need to use navigation page dot title view, and inside we'll define an image at the top right and the title. So that's why we'll add a grid with two columns and a label that will bind the text to the title, and we'll make some styles here that we need to make the color to white and the font size to 20. We need also to add the image, so we're gonna use image button. So we'll put the source. It will be the name of your cart. So here we will add to basket.png that exists under the drawable folder on Android project. So we need to define also the background to transparent, and we'll make the vertical and horizontal options to center here. So let's see. So now we need to put this image button inside the frame tag in order to make some styles like the radius, the rounded radius, etc. So here it will look like something like this. Great. Let's define the width request, I think, to 40, and the width request of a frame to 40, and let's change the colon to 50. And I think we need to make the height request also to 40 and make the horizontal options to center, and here the horizontal options to center also. Great, that's nice. Let's change, I think, the corner radius to 50 and the padding to 5. Cool. And the padding on image button to 5. That's look great. That looks great. Let's change the colon to 60. And this is very nice. So now we need to add an indicator of the available products in our cart, in our basket. So that's why we need to add a frame, and inside it we add a label. Let's put it to 3 at the moment, and let's make some styles here. So the text color to white, and the vertical horizontal text alignment to center, and the vertical text alignment to center. And make some margin here to 30 by 2. So let's say minus 20, maybe 30. It's look great. And we need to change the border color to black. It's more stylish, I think. Yeah, that's very nice. We have done here, so I think we need to bind the command when user tap to this image or to this grid. We need to navigate to the basket. That's why we'll bind the command to navigate to basket command. Great. Now let's navigate to the product details page, and we're gonna create something great, which called user control user control. So this navigation bar, custom navigation bar, will be used in the different pages like the product details, the product list. So we don't like to duplicate the code. So that's why we need to create something general reusable, which called user controls. Inside we'll put our code and adding some namespaces to the grid here in order to use XAML code. So I think we have done here. So this user control, basket header user control, we're gonna use it in different page as we like without duplicating the code. Great. So the code behind here, we need to make the three property. We have three property: title, navigation command, and the number of products. We need to make this bindable. So we need to create um, bindable property. It's equal to, for example, the title bindable property dot create, the name of your property, the type of the property, and the last parameter is the user control in which we declare this property. So here we have uh, two properties, title and go to basket command. And I think that's all. Let's move to the XAML code and make the update to the bindable property here. So the command will be binding, go to basket command, and the number of required, tab required, it's equal to 1. Very nice. I think our user control is ready to use. So here in the view base model, we gonna create go to basket command. Now, let's move to the product details page and we will use our new custom user control basket header user control. So we need only to call it this tag by introducing the namespace to views.usercontrols, and we need only to bind this property. It's very, very simple to use. Nice. I think we have an error here. I forget to change eventually the type of the command. So let's run and see. Let's navigate to the dresses page. And when we choose a product, here we have our famous cart button. And when you tap on it, you will navigate to the basket page. Great. In the same way, we need to create the third property. It will be the product count here. So you duplicate one of this property and change the type in the name to product count and the type to int. And finally, we need to make the correct changes here. We have done, I think. So the last modification will be in the XAML code. I change the 3 by binding to product count. Great. That's awesome. Now we need to bind the product count to the real property in the C# code. So that's why we need to go to navigate to a view model base and create a new property called product count. So this is a central place. We're gonna use it in the different pages. So change the type to int. And in the product details page, we're gonna create add product to basket when user tap on the buy button. And here we're gonna create add product to basket method. So here we're gonna use something called messaging center. So it's publish subscribe pattern that's allow the communication between the component without have a real reference object reference. So we're gonna use the send method. We're gonna put the name of the sender and the data, the message, and the data that we need to send it. So on the other side, in the view model base, we need to create a subscriber. So let's create a new method called subscribe to events, and inside we need to call messaging center.subscribe. We need to put the same sender and message parameters. And the third parameter is here, it's a callback. It's a function without return type that we need to use that take two parameters, the sender and the arguments, which will be the data that we sent it. And here we need to manage the add product to an existing list. So that's why we need to use preference.get from the cache of the application. So this is a method exists in Xamarin Forms.essential NuGet package. So here we retrieve the existing product list. We add the new product to the existing list, and we save this list in the cache of the application. So something it's very, very important is to unsubscribe before subscribing, else we're gonna get a subscriber event duplicated. So we're gonna add twice the product at the list, and it's gonna be something wrong. So that's why we need to unsubscribe each time we subscribe. Now, in the basket page here, we need to define has navigation bar to false, and let's make a property called product list, type of enumerable of product model, in which we'll get the different products in the basket from the cache application, and we'll only bind the count of products to see if it's correct number or not. And in the basket page here, we're gonna use get basket products, which was defined in the view model base. Very nice. So here we need to initialize the product count every time we add we initialize the view model and every time we add the product to the basket. Cool. Now, get basket product list. Let's define the content of this method. So we need to get the content of the basket list that's saved temporary in the cache of application. And every time we get this list, we need to check if it's different from null, and if it is, we need to return a JSON converter .deserialize object type of enumerable of product list, else we return an empty list type of new list product in order to have 0 when we don't have products in our basket list. And finally, here we're gonna make the same check here. So if we don't have products in the basket list, we're gonna return an empty list. So let's initialize the product list here. It's equal to list product model. So eventually you can find all the code source on my repository on GitHub. So don't worry if I gonna very quickly. So the most important is to see how to make the messaging, how to use it, how to make the subscribe, unsubscribe, etc. So here we have a famous exception here because I activate an advanced debugging mode. So we need to set forms.setFlags carousel view experimental, and if you use a swiper, that we will see this in the next video, we need to add also the swiper for an experimental mode. So very nice. So now here we need to just update the product count. Cool. I think we have a spelling mistake here. So let's make some changes in our basket header user control and correct this spelling mistake. Great. And the last modification is in XAML code. Very nice. And here we need to call onNavigate base.onNavigate in order to initialize the basket content. So let's run and see. Here it's great. We have already 3 products in our basket. When I tap on buy, we have the 4th one, and you can navigate on a different section of the application. You're gonna get the same number of products. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.